Today's harvest day, but we're not harvesting vegetables, we're harvesting meat. It's been 9 weeks from the birds hatched. Today we're going to process them. I have to say, the last 3 days have been dodgy. We lost 5 birds in 48 hours. Thankfully, they've settled down. Today's the day. They're looking fit, they seem hungry, but unfortunately for them, so am I. The noise you hear in the background is from the generator. It's powering the scalder, DIY scalder, which is heating up lovely. Inside these 3 black bins is ice. Ice, ice, baby. Din 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 din. I made that ice at home over the course of a week with a small ice maker that you can fit in your lunchbox. Here's one of the nipples from the nipple drinker that I made up. It touches this and water comes out. The problem I had was that the birds were attacking it that viciously that this happened. Look, it popped up inside the pipe and the water ran out. I ordered 3 of these tables, 2 of which I'm using here. I have 1 at the house because that's where I'm going to finish the birds, packaging and put it into the freezer. I have bought chopping boards. How I ended up with a pair of tongs this morning, I do not know. I found a thermostat that I had lost. I have 2 boning knives and a paring knife, all in red for working with raw meat. This just got sandwiched in there. That'll be for the vegetable section at a later stage. Getting into the business end, this is the kill station. 4 traffic cones turned upside down with the bottoms cut out. Now I ended up cutting it at 115 mil or 4.5 inches. When one of the birds died the other day, I tested the cone by putting the bird in and it seemed to be a wee bit, the bird was sitting down a wee bit further than I would personally have liked. So what I did, I came up with this idea. It's just a simple noose, or a knot, and I fold it through it and make a hang out of it like that. The idea is to drop the bird inside the cone and then I can adjust the height of the bird accordingly. So the order for me to process these birds, I'm going to put 1 bird at a time into each of the cones behind me. I'm going to give it a minute and then I'm going to go back with the knife and I'm going to cut their main artery just below the cheekbone, and it'll leave them that they'll go to sleep and they'll bleed out. All the blood is going to travel down this guttering into the bucket where it will be transferred to the compost heap. We'll give the birds a further 2 minutes to bleed out and to settle down. Once they've stopped twitching, we'll transfer them into the scalder where they'll go for about 60 seconds. It all depends on how hot this gets. We'll take them out of this and then we'll transfer them into this bad boy. This is the chicken plucker. This is the key part for me being able to process so many birds by myself. After the birds have been scalded, they'll be dropped into this. There's a mortar built into this section here which drives a bottom plate. It rotates. This is stationary, and because this is happening, the birds tumble. They'll tumble actually in the opposite direction, like 2 gears. You know, they don't run together, they run opposite. You add water, helps the feathers come off quicker and they come out through the chute. And then it's just a matter like 60 seconds for 6 birds, hit the off button. Bob's your uncle. That one item was half of the total cost of this entire enterprise. I need the trailer fixed. So the birds are going to arrive in crates on the trailer. They're going to be put in these cones and dispatched. Then they're going to the scalder to get their feathers ready for plucking in the plucker defeathering yoke, and then they'll go from that to this table or that table where they're going to be gutted and processed with these tools. As soon as the carcass is ready, it'll go into the ice bath to get the temperature down. It has to be down to, I think, 3 degrees within 4 hours. Talking about degrees, let's check the temperature of this water. 31 degrees. It's going good, considering that I am filling it slowly. Now the reason there's just a trickle going is that when Connell told me the water heater, it takes a lot of energy to get the water up to a certain point, and from then it ramps up. Water heats a lot quicker if it's already pre-warmed. Every day's a school day. So what I'm doing, I'm letting it warm and just adding a wee bit at a time. Let's go get some birds. So this is the chicken tractor that I made out of steel instead of wood. Really, really handy. I'm happy with it. Now wait till you see another added benefit that I've had over the wood version. If I just pull this off, well, you could do it with steel too. This is going to be easy access to catch the birds. And the bird with the deformed foot actually made the duration. He's still hobbling about. He's not as heavy as the others, but he's not that far away. He's definitely better than the dead ones. There he is. There's the boy with a bad foot. First one in. Last one, guys. That is a bit of a don't know how to go about it, but we got it done anyway. Let's get these guys to their final destination. So, wait till you hear this for a good one. Besides the fact that we're leaking a bit of water, I had been adding water to it and heating it at the same time, and it was in around 30 degrees. Turns out, I go for breakfast, I come back, it's still 30 degrees. I drive around the countryside trying to find a boiling ring and can't get one. So now, I'm going to adjust the thermostat. We're going to give that a go and see. I'll tell you one thing. This, oh aye, halfway. You know bloody rightly, wouldn't you? Wasted half a day footering about. Now let me tell you why I'm frustrated. I had told him 60 degrees and he says, no bother. Then I was thinking, the bloody thing wasn't capable of heating it to 60 degrees. I have been in no less than 4 shops. So I go to the plumbing shop as a last resort and ask him, is there anywhere that I can go to buy a boiling ring to put under this body of water and heat it to the temperature? Because if I can't get it up, so 30 degrees, if I can't get it up to 60, everything I've did this morning is in vain. And he says, that heating element should heat to 60 degrees. He says, check the thermostat. Do you hear the difference in the tone? She's working. Live to fight another day. Guys, after I turned the thermostat up, I went back to the house to allow this thing to heat up to 60 degrees. I gave it about an hour and a half. I come back up and the plumbers had started to work on the leak. They had to empty the tank. So we're back to square one. Filled it up. It is now 1 p.m. Given that I started this morning at 5 a.m. we're 7 hours into it. It's actually 8 hours into it. I have to call it. These birds are sitting, no food, no water. It's not right. This is only sitting at 31 degrees. It's never going to heat up in time. With all that being said, these guys are getting to live another day. I have already arranged for Trevor and Nathan, best man and nephew, going to come look after the birds this weekend. Because it's Ezzy turned 6 on Monday. We're going away for the weekend, which is part of the reason why I'm frustrated. Water. Icy water. More water than ice. Look. That took a good few days to build that up to that amount. It's now gone. Anyway, guys, we'll make another video. Hopefully we'll be butchering chickens with a different scald setup. Thanks for watching. See you in the field.